In this video, what we're going to do is we're going to just talk very simply about how to stay over the golf ball. This is something that a lot of golfers have a tendency to really struggle with, and they tend to get really lost on very much a simple idea, which I'm going to explain. So to confirm, what I mean by stay over the golf ball is when the kind of after that hit, it looks like that right shoulder stays down, and from that sort of side-on perspective, it looks very much this way. The shoulder stays down, the left hip is back out of the way, and it's just a very iconic image with a professional or very established golfer compared to many amateur golfers who kind of finish and they sort of look a bit more this way, where the arms are a little more disjointed, and from the side-on perspective it kind of looks like the right shoulder's up quite high and it's a bit awkward looking. So how do you go about doing it? Well, quite simply, the thing that majority of amateur golfers don't do, and this is the thing that I end up instructing all of my students to do, is shift more weight towards the lead side. You see, what happens in the golf swing is the big difference between these two swings. So the golfer who has a tendency for the sort of shoulder to pop up and they sort of finish like so, is because the pelvis doesn't move enough left. Can you see the way if I shift my pelvis more towards the left here, the way that it just makes massive difference visually how things look. So my pelvis goes this way, my right shoulder will go down, and my hands finish nice and high, and that's when you end up with that sort of iconic, you know, high arm finish compared to this one. And then obviously very much from the sort of side-on perspective, it's the same thing. It's kind of like if I'm this way and again I shift that pelvis more left, you can see my right heel stays more down, my hands and arms look different, and I'm producing much more sort of tilting motion. So the way you end up actually doing this is, well, quite simply, I would suggest that you start hitting some shots with the weight off the lead side. So you can kind of just do it like so, and get that sort of feeling of, you know, finishing with the weight very much on that left side, very established as I'm demonstrating here. And you can see that functionality on that lead leg, the way that it stays very much flexed, and the way that it points much more towards the target. Once that becomes done and you get a feeling for that, then obviously you can start to work on weight shift, and it's just very much understanding sequence. And the way I get my students to do this is then work on the takeaway, step one, and then you can kind of get that feeling of falling back in towards that lead side, step two, and then yet again finishing on that lead side, step three. So if you want to stay over the golf ball, the thing that you really have to do is shift enough weight towards the lead side. See you soon.